Oh, hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling your radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that Scuba Radio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown?
Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Under the sea, under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for Scuba Radio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. CJ's in the studio with me.
Where the hell are all the sharks?
Well, they excuse me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you said what I think you said, didn't you?
Sharks.
Well,
Isn't that what he says?
I don't think that's accurate.
No?
I don't
I'll
think.
have to go back
I
and
think you
listen
misheard something.
again. That was David Letterman.
You're missing things in your hearing
My headphones?
frequencies.
My
Yeah,
hearing?
possibly. Yeah, look, we got a fun show for you because I just got back
Oh, good.
in the studio. I know exactly, first time ever, right?
Well, not the first time, but, they're hit or miss. You
What?
never know what you're going to get.
I
It's like
remember
a box of chocolates.
I sent out I sent out a text to the crew and I said, "Hey, who's back ready to join the party after I've been traveling down through the Southern Caribbean all week?" And CJ texts back like, "There's a party?" It's like, well,
I took you literally.
as most people do, as they should. No, they don't do that. All right. Well,
They
look,
might not
Did you
take
bring
you
us-
seriously, but they do take you literally.
we do have
Did you bring us
the.
gifts.
I did. Did I bring gifts back from the Southern
What does he
Caribbean?
look like, Santa
Casey-
Claus?
Casey. Well, no,
Yes.
that's Casey the Tobacco Nuts job. He's the one who looks like Santa. I just look like me. And when I come back from an adventure like I did down through the Southern Caribbean, like St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Martinique. I mean, I hit them all. St. Kitts. It was a really great adventure. The last thing I'm thinking about is you losers, other than telling you guys to suck it every day from a different cool Caribbean island.
Did you stay inside the whole time? Because you have no tan at all.
What do you mean? No, of course I do.
You're bragging about being out in the Caribbean for
Yeah.
so long, and then you look like
I was
Casper
underwater. I was
Casper
underwater
the friendly
doing things.
ghost.
I don't know.
CJ, he's permanently pasty white.
Yeah,
Actually,
I
he's got a
guess.
pink face.
I got a pink face, according
that's
to
your
Vinny Two
Indian name.
Tanks.
Pink
Got a
face.
pink face
Pink
and a
face.
red neck.
Eat
See,
All
face.
right.
I was right.
All right, sounds like there's a few Scuba Radio Scuba Squad members that are extremely jelly today.
Predictable.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I basically send a text to the group every day from a different island.
It's not
to say,
annoying at
"Suck it,
all."
losers. Well, no, it's not annoying. It's just what you do as a diver when you're on your, on your dive adventure. You get
Except
to,
you weren't diving, were you?
yeah, I snorkeled a little bit. That
Nah,
counts.
It doesn't count.
What do you mean? No, I was doing research and development for future trips down through the Caribbean. That's not true. Aqua Gypsy, she was down there too. I basically blazed a trail for her because she was
No, I think she actually dove.
no, she was in the British Virgin Islands right after I was there.
Right, but she was diving and you were not.
Well, yeah, but I blazed the trail. I set the pace.
He was scouting.
Yes. See, I was scouting her
Surface
locations.
scouting.
Right. And,
Yeah.
and I know, she came on the air today to come back and basically tell you to suck it too.
Well, from her, I'll take it.
Oh,
Greg,
really?
Greg, this isn't called snorkel radio. It's called scuba radio.
Wait.
Oh,
This is not called timidly dipping your toe in the water.
Well,
We need a recording
Radio.
of that to play over. and
but
over
here's
again.
I went on a trip to basically get a taste of what the surface interval attractions on these different islands were. I mean, because the diving is somewhat similar from island to island. Don't give me that look, Cock Johnson. How dare you? And I covered a lot of ground. And
Yeah, ground.
Excuse me.
Not
well, I
water.
did. I mean, unfortunately, as scuba divers, we can't spend 24 hours a day underwater. We have to have, some topside
Or in
distractions.
your case, even one water. One.
Oh,
Excuse me. Did I just hear you basically say you're bored with scuba? Is that what I heard?
I heard Casey. I think Casey heard CJ say that. Yeah.
No, I didn't never say
I thought
that.
you said that.
I thought you said something about, that's pretty much all the same everywhere.
No. That's the voices in your head. No, I'm saying that the islands that
Maybe
I went
we
to.
should hear from Brittany instead.
Yeah, well, we will. We're going to get to her, but we got to talk to the
Who cares
scuba
what you
magician.
did?
That's what happens, when you provide two-way communication after a great dive.
No, we're all
adventure.
divers. We want to hear about diving, not.
Yeah.
Well,
snorkeling.
Snorkeling.
I saw what the reef looked like underwater when I was snorkeling a little bit.
reef.
Yeah.
I saw a reef.
You guys.
Yay, I saw a
You
reef.
guys.
Look at
Hey, the water was really clear. I can see it from the top of the rock.
All right. I know this is coming from a
I
place
seen a turtle.
of jealousy, so I'm going to let it slide.
It's 78 degrees, too cold.
Yeah,
the next
well,
thing you know, Greg will be saying, "How deep have you ever dove?"
Aren't you scared of sharks?
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Oh, common question from snorkelers. That's
Yes.
what.
That right. Okay. Fair enough. Well, look, all I can tell you guys is I spent the last 10 days in a Caribbean
Drinking.
paradise. And yeah, I might have had a cocktail or two. And
I
and it
doubt
was one of the best adventures ever. And when we go back down there, specifically, I'm setting up a trip possibly in September for St. Lucia. And the standout island, by the way, which we'll get into a little bit later on, is Martinique. I want to talk a little bit more about that little piece of paradise that I
As
experienced.
far as the diving or the surface interval?
Both.
Had to be the
Both.
surface
Well,
interval.
Scuba magician.
Oh, it was definitely
because he
topside.
didn't dive.
Well, I said I snorkeled. You guys.
Snorkeling?
Okay, just be quiet.
Greg, is that the island where you went on the banana sitting expedition?
There was bananas, but there was no sitting on them. Moving on to the scuba magician. By the way, Chef, have you been to Martinique yourself before or no?
I've been to Martinique, but never diving.
Okay, well, we got that in common. I
Okay,
didn't
fellow snorkeler.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
no, I didn't even get to snorkel.
Yeah.
Oh, he was just a bubble watcher.
Well,
Yeah, exactly.
we'll get into it, but I mean, Martinique reminded me a lot of Dominica, which we've been to several times, with better roads. I mean, because they're French, they got the infrastructure, the road system throughout the island is quite good. Actually, I was kind of
Are
impressed.
the French known for their roads?
In Martinique, I mean, it was a standout. I was surprised.
That's why I call Scuba Radio. I want to hear about the road.
Well, getting around the island quick to one end to the other, to dive this site, to dive that site, that's a factor, Casey.
That's what boats are for.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, like if you were diving, you mean?
Yeah, right.
I
Well,
hope you brought your snorkel certification card, Greg.
that's right.
Hypothetically, if one were to die.
Let's not forget that snorkeling is the gateway drug to scuba. So we should not talk down to our snorkeling friends or free divers and that kind of thing. So, yeah, once again, I understand you guys are mad because I went, 7 days straight of texting you a picture from paradise and telling you to suck it. But hey, come on.
The only problems with those pictures is that
Yeah.
you were in them.
Well, or my thumb.
Yeah, with your stupid thumb.
Yes, it's not stupid.
I'm pretty
It's
sure
disposable.
one of those texts was me saying, "Greg, you can stick that thumb."
Yeah,
That was my favorite.
He couldn't do that
Okay,
because he had a
that's
banana
enough.
there.
That's enough. All right, before we get back
proud
into
of
all my
Brittany.
travels, which we will, we do got to talk to the scuba magician. Not only does he make magic underwater, he's broadened his services to offer up recoveries. And believe it or not, he's done some pretty interesting things, and we're going to talk about that. It might even create an opportunity for you listening right now if you're a diver / snorkeler, because you could probably do it snorkeling too. And we'll get into that here on the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Bula, You'll hear that a lot when you visit Fiji. It's more than a greeting. It's the spirit of this friendly country. With 333 islands, white sand beaches, and year-round tropical warmth, it's hard not to feel happy at this exceptional dive destination known as the soft coral capital of the world. Fiji Airways has a modern fleet of aircraft to take you to Fiji in style and at great prices. Contact your travel agent now or go to FijiAirways.com and plan your Fijian dive adventure. That's FijiAirways.com.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of ScubaRadio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures ScubaRadio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Hey, baby, what's going down?
Later, nerd.
Are you lacking with the ladies?
Nope.
Enhance your scuba superpowers with a new ScubaRadio hat.
Wow, nice hat.
Just picked it up at ScubaRadio.com.
Buy 2 ScubaRadio hats and get free shipping.
Need a dive buddy, sexy?
Always. And I got a ScubaRadio hat for you, too.
New ScubaRadio hats are now available at ScubaRadio.com.
So cool.
Order yours today, or stay a loser.
ScubaRadio. Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Jake and I bonded over diving. We love diving. We got our diving licenses together. And one day we were on vacation and he was like, Mil, you gotta be up at 8 a.m. We're going on a dive. And I was like, 8 a.m.?
Yeah.
Dive? Like, what are we?
Vacation, yeah.
And he's telling me, like, we're going to the same spot we usually go to. I'm like, it's boring. Let's go somewhere new. He's like, no, we have to go to this spot. So we go under and we're like many meters down. And he gives me like a shell and I like turn it over and it's a ring. And I was like, and I like looked at him and he was like, and I was like, because this means up. I want to go up.
So you can't.
So that technically would mean like, no, I don't want to marry you. I want to go up. So
you can't. You got to make a quick decision.
Hope you see the best in me. Dive in London next to me. Hold our breath and we can go down.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. A little bit later on, we got to talk to the Aqua Gypsy about this.
You want to go dive naked?
In the bathtub? In the hotel?
Yeah, she was there where that moment in history happened. We'll explain a little bit later on. CJ in the studio with me. I am Greg the Dive Master. We got Scuba Radio, Scuba Squad connected via the web, made up of Barry the Bugger, Casey the Tobacco Nut, Jerry the Diver Guy, Vinny Two Tanks, the Aqua Gypsy Brittany, as I mentioned. And also we got Chef Anton, the Scuba Magician. Check him out, ScubaMagician.com. We've talked to everybody many times about his underwater training that he does to teach you some magic to enhance your dive instruction if you're a dive instructor or just want to have a little extra fun underwater. It's a pretty cool program. ScubaMagician.com. Go check it out online. But we're going to talk about something else that he does. I mean, he's a dive instructor. He's dove all around the world. But I don't know how long you've been doing this, but you did some recovery dives recently where you're, I don't know, are you offering up your services to go find lost items? Is that what's going on or what? Exactly.
Balls? Yeah, search and recovery is my favorite class to teach, and it's just a real passion of mine. So yeah, so I've been in the area. We have a lot of lakes that are close to us, plus the ocean, and people just, God bless them, they lose a lot of stuff in there, and I'm the guy that helps them get it back.
Right. And yeah, and by the way, you're out there in California. I didn't even mention, are you okay with the fires? Is that anywhere around you, Chef, or are you pretty good?
Yeah, me and the gang were actually talking about it on the break. We're pretty far away. I'm
Good.
between LA and San Diego, so yeah, it's nowhere's near where I'm at.
All right. So I don't know. Your latest recovery was what then exactly? What did you find?
Last week we actually had two recoveries. One day I had an iPhone, and then like I put a post on Facebook about it, kind of telling the story.
Yeah.
And then somebody like the next day had lost a drone in another lake that was far from us. But there were two different searches, two different search patterns because of the objects and how well the person kind of knew, where the item is. Sometimes they're like, oh yeah, I dropped it right here. And then sometimes they're like, I don't know, it's out there somewhere. And then you got to try to figure it out.
Right. Now, do you end up combining your skill set once you go out and do a search pattern, find these things, say like you find the cell phone and then you come back and they go, well, hey, Chef, did you find the phone? You're like, no. And then poof, you make it magically appear in front of them with your scuba magician stuff.
Well, actually, with the phone, I found something else first. So I came up and I said, I got good news. I go, did you find the phone? I said, not only did I find it, but I turned into this really nice pair of Ray-Bans. They didn't find it as funny as I thought it was. I was like, all right, going back down again. But yeah, it's a nice thing when you're doing these search and recovery dives, you get paid to do them, but anything else I find is mine. So it's kind of finders keepers.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's a whole YouTube thing where there's divers going out there and salvaging stuff or diving in rivers for things, or especially like after a boating flotilla. These divers will go out there after that, and they'll pick up God knows how many phones and sunglasses and tchotchkes and things like that, and then try to turn around and flip them.
Tchotchkes?
Tchotchkes, yeah. Stuff you chuck loose. What, rings?
The trade jokes are...
Yeah.
Yeah, just coming from his mouth, I wouldn't expect that.
Well, this is a guy that...
Wedding ring was probably the hardest thing I've ever had to find.
What was that?
Wait, wedding ring.
Wedding
guy
ring,
lost his wedding ring.
Yes.
In the lake. And it was on 4th of July, so he called me up like on the 5th of July.
Did he lose it, or did he chuck it out in the ocean?
That's an omen. That's an omen he should have paid attention to.
Yes, he quote-unquote lost it. Right.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it had
Okay.
nothing to do with the hot chicks in the boat next to him.
Oh, hey now. All right.
There it is.
There you go. Well, all right. Well, so if you want to hire Chef Anton, the scuba magician, I guess they could get a hold of you through your scuba magician website as well when it comes to recovery services, or do you have a whole separate website and everything?
I will tell you really quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, no. ScubaMagician.com has everything on it.
Okay.
But yeah, the best item we ever got hired for was we got hired to go to Mexico, the Coronado Islands. A guy lost his anchor. He goes, we lost our anchor in the Coronado Islands and need to hire you for the day to come out there. And I'm like, how expensive is this anchor? Why would you just buy another anchor?
Right.
Well, when I got to the guy's boat, it's like a yacht. This anchor was like the size of my car. It was like, enormous.
Jeez. Did you find it? Yeah.
We did find it. It was down about 90 feet of water. It was under a boulder. We had to use a car jack to jack the boulder up to get the anchor out.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so as we get this anchor out, I see the guy grab the anchor and try to lift it up, right, from 90 feet. It's huge. I'm like, well, this is going to be entertaining.
Yeah.
Well, then the guy grabs it and starts trying to inflate his BCD underwater, which he's about to kill himself. Right? He's going to turn into a bottle rocket.
Right.
Underwater, you can hear me like, no!
Yeah.
And I try to bring out a couple of lift bags I tied up to, and this guy's got that most bewildered, like, never seen a lift bag in his life, didn't know what it was. Kind of looked like the dog, like, turning his head. Like, what am I looking at? And then with two fingers, I bring up this, 100-pound anchor, from 90 feet up nice and slow. And I made a great video. But,
wow.
Yeah. So anything from wedding rings down to, car-size anchors, we could do it.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times when you're a diver, whether you're a dive instructor or dive master, you don't realize that, the skill set, sure, it's a superpower, but sometimes it comes in pretty handy. I've been hired to find a leak in a swimming pool before with my scuba skills at a local community, Olympic-sized swimming pool, and I found that for them without much trouble. But yeah, it's a creative way to kind of use your dive skills to make a few extra bucks, or at least make yourself a little bit more valuable to your cohorts around where you might
once
live.
you learn all the different search patterns that you can do. I mean, I've got a whole setup now, so there's, not going to be too much I can't find. just takes some time. But
Yeah.
and these lakes out here, you can't see anything. It's all tactile.
Yeah.
So it's all having really good patterns and,
Whoa.
and
Well, the
knowing how to do
scuba
it.
magician, aka the scuba
Wait.
sleuth.
You've ever
man.
ever found any bones down there?
Haven't found any bones, but when we did cave diving in Mexico, there was a place, a cenote called Vaca Na. The guy had these cows, and at night the cows would vanish, and he thought people were stealing them, so he hires some guy to stay out there with the cows. It ended up there was a cenote the cows were falling into and dying.
Yes, after the aliens had taken their tractor beam, sucked them off the land, and threw them into the cenotes. I know that story quite well. All right, more coming up. Stay close.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Scuba action star Mike Scott is back in a new audiobook, Cayman Cowboys, Reefs Under Pressure. From author Eric Douglas comes the one that started it all. Listen as Mike deals with submarines, kidnapping, betrayal, and more.
He didn't even have fins or a mask to let him see in the water. He was going to be slow and blind. If it weren't for the float, he knew there would be no way he would ever make it to the surface.
Download Cayman Cowboys or Oil and Water, Return to Cayman, Turks and Chaos, and Lionfish at Amazon, booksbyeric.com, and audible.com.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer. And Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Peregrine is a simple, full-color, multi-gas dive computer. It's also the most economical Shearwater dive computer released to date. Check it out and the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater. Dive computers for demanding divers.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. CJ's in the studio with me. We got the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad connected via the web, made up of Barry the Bugger, Casey the Tobacco Nut, Jerry the Diver Guy, Vinny Two Tanks, and Chef Anton with us as well. Now a recovery diver. If you want his services to find your cell phone that you left in the water or dropped a ring, you need some diver assistance, he might be able to help you out there on the left coast, or he'll travel. It depends on how much money you got, I guess. You got to cover those
Anywhere
expenses.
you will take me.
That's right. That's right. It's a good gig, something to think about if you're a diver and want to have a little extra fun. Make your scuba skills a little bit more marketable. That's what the Aquagypsy has done over the years. She has her own, dive instruction service she does, and takes friends and people that get to know her, and she'll travel wherever she has to go to teach them. Right, right, Brittany? Specialty scuba. That's your thing.
That's
still?
right.
Yeah,
Specialty
yeah.
scuba.
Yeah. Was that what you were doing last week when you followed my dive plan and ended up in the British Virgin Islands and did some diving around that island, or what? What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The person that I was diving with, actually, I had certified last year.
Right. So you brought someone into the fold, and then they went on a dive trip down there to Virgin Gorda. That's where you were, right by Richard Branson's private island. Did you see him? Did you wave to him? I did when I was there, by the way.
Necker Island.
Yeah, I was on his boat. So, we're like close personal friends now. Yeah. What are you laughing at, Barry?
The fantasy world you live in.
Okay. All right. Yeah, everybody wants to be me. I can't help it. All right. So, but you were down there after I did. You actually got in the water, did some diving. First off, topside, Virgin Gorda, known for this area called the Bass, where they have these giant boulders on the beach, and you kind of crawl through them like a cave. It's pretty cool, isn't it? You did that, right?
Yeah. We got lucky because when we went and did it, there was no cruise ship passengers like yourself, so we weren't swamped with 200
Exposed
other
to
people.
all those cruisers,
You
exposing
wouldn't have to
themselves.
worry, Brittany, because they only snorkel.
Yeah, right.
Well, actually, we
Right.
didn't even
Exactly.
snorkel there. You just climbed through the boulders and I did ask. I said, "Why do they call them the bass?" Well, I guess back in the day they used to, take baths there, and that's what I was told. Did you hear anything like that, Brittany, or are you going to buy that story? What do you think?
No, I'm probably not going to buy that story.
You should. I think it's true. I think it's the truth. Yeah.
I don't know. We got lost because there was no one there but us. That's how lucky we were.
Well, I mean, how lost can you get? It's just a bunch of boulders on the beach. You just kind of crawl through them, and
No, because eventually you get to a point where
yeah.
if you don't follow all the arrows, you can't really see the last turn. And so we kind of got turned around. We found a different path actually, but then we retraced our steps and ended up back where we needed to be.
All right, but it's a cool spot. I mean, if you were going to spend some time on your surface interval in between dives, I would recommend that. And of course, try to avoid the cruise passengers, because when they're in dock there at Virgin Gorda, it's or in the area there, it can get very crowded, and that's actually kind of what I experienced. But despite that, it was still pretty cool to walk through and see all the cracks and crevices you can climb through. It's kind of like, almost like a mini cave system right there on the beach with all the these boulders create this, overhead environment, and you kind of, have to, dive, bend down and get through some cracks and crevices, or find a little pool of water where it's created like a little still water where you could, go in there, where I guess, they used to go and take baths.
Yeah,
It was either a place where they took baths or they got their freak on.
Fascinating. Just fascinating.
It is. It's a very
What kind of
popular.
critters?
It's one of the most popular attractions on Virgin Gorda. Casey, so
Fascinating.
I hear the sarcasm in his voice.
Virgin Gorda, that means what? Fat virgin?
No, gorging. You're gorging you're gorging the virgins. That's what they would.
Real fat.
With grapes and cheese and
Yes, that is what you do in the
Oh,
island.
fascinating.
Okay, well, let's talk about the
Any
diving.
kind of cool critters out there?
Yeah, what was the diving like? Yeah.
So not in Virgin Gorda, but mainly we dove near Willie T's, of course, like Norman Island. This place called the Indian Walls, and it was absolutely beautiful. So many different sharks. We saw Caribbean reef sharks, nurse sharks, a bunch of turtles.
Yeah.
And then, but a lot of soft corals, like sponges.
Mhm.
And so it was just really beautiful. Lots of different color everywhere.
Was it
And then,
pretty?
of
It was
course-
pretty dense, kind of like what you'd get around Dominica or all those volcanic type islands down there, isn't it? What do you think?
Yeah, it was kind of interesting because I've dove, as you know, St. Thomas and St. John are very close, and
Mhm.
I've dove both of those, and I didn't think that they were as good as this. This Tortola was really, really incredible, and the wreck of the Rhone was really
that's
cool
right.
as well. It's been down since the 1800s, so it's almost like the ruins of the Rhone at this point.
So did the dive instructor come up to you and say,
You want to go dive naked?
In the bathtub? In the hotel?
because that's where they did the movie
Yes.
The Deep.
That's right.
Yeah.
We unfortunately we didn't find any morphine, but
No morphine. Yeah.
no morphine.
Yeah.
And
But you didn't
of
answer the
course,
question, did you?
Oh, well, we did go to this one place called what was it called? It wasn't called the Baths. It was called the something. It was in
Tubs?
Jos Van Dyke. No, but the bubbly pool.
Oh, like
bubbly-
like Champagne Reef in Dominica. They have like a volcanic area where the bubbles come up out of the ocean floor.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
so you dove naked? Well, like for your 100th dive kind of thing?
So I didn't dive naked, but it definitely took my bottoms off for sure.
Whoa, hey now.
Hey now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Accidentally.
Accidentally.
I'm very conflicted
She's
right
still
now
smiling, so she
because
didn't get it.
I want to ask more questions, but I'm thinking there's a voice in my head, don't go there.
That
Don't go
area is
there.
now known as.
This is fascinating.
Yeah, thank you. This area is now known as Full Moon Reef.
Oh, really?
Yes, yeah. I definitely had to be
Interesting.
there. No, I mean, I sent a picture to the group, but we stood
You
there.
did?
and-
I didn't get that.
Hey, now.
Not that particular one. No,
Were
but,
there bananas
Okay,
involved?
just quiet.
Read the room.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't sit on any bananas, but
Oh boy.
because they
That's
are
only
short
for
term.
Greg.
Yeah, right. No, the water came in and it splashed, and this water comes all the way from Nova Scotia because there's no body of land that is from Nova Scotia all the way down to this particular reef.
Yeah.
And it splashes into the reef and it comes behind you. And it made for an amazing photo, but then after the shot, of course, we just got ripped down.
Right.
And I mean, I tore up my watch. We hit the reef.
Okay, yeah, I did see that picture. Yeah, because you had the still shot of the wave splashing behind you, and I'm like, what happened after this thing crashed? So it did crash all over you.
I took my pants off after.
Whoa,
it crashed,
hey!
yeah.
All right.
You couldn't dive below it and beat it out.
Well, she was on the you were standing on
Beat
the
it out.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
the waves, sometimes you can dive below them and the waves will go over the top.
Well, you were kind of at the you're at the
Fascinating.
shore. Listen
Yeah.
to Casey. It's just like this is you have a way of making things super creepy. Just dial it back just a tad there, but that's fine. But yeah, so
And then what happened?
okay, I'm done. I tried.
Details.
All right, more coming up. I'm done.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Prepare to rig for dive.
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Hi, this is Neil Watson, the Dive God.
And I'm Peter Hughes.
These guys come from legend. They're basically gods.
We've been around the block a time or two with the diving industry.
But I've never heard something as nutty as this.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
God's friggin' gift to humanity.
Now here's a guy I've been putting up with for over 20 years.
Greg the Dive Master.
You can tell the master I'm done for the day.
Now beat it, loser.
And by the way, Greg, it's Peter Huge.
Whoa.
Okay, this is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am going to be seeing the Dive God, and I believe Mr. Peter Hughes here a little bit in a couple of weeks. We're going to do another rum night down there in South Florida. We actually may try to do the show from the Gomez Hilton again.
I think
it might be in the card. So we're working on a plan that could happen here in a couple of weeks, but we will see if we can catch up with them then. But right now, wow.
Yeah.
Was that
Okay,
was that
right.
rum or what was that?
Is that Captain Slate? Is he in the building?
Yeah, I think he was trying to channel. Or
That
actually,
was,
that was the Slate call. It was like
No, Slade has a lower voice, a lower burp.
no, but I think that's what CJ was trying to channel.
Oh, okay.
It was like the bat signal, or you do that to call in Captain Slate, possibly to rum night. That's how they do it. Okay, so we'll see. Maybe he'll be part of the festivities as well. That could be pretty great. All right, but right now we got the Aqua Gypsy. She just got back from the island of, well, she went over to Virgin Gorda, but the main island you were diving around was where? What was it?
Tortola.
Tortola. All right, and so you got down to Tortola, and you were diving around. I was there too, but I didn't get to dive. But just for the record, you would compare the diving in Tortola to, say, I don't know, how would you compare it there, Brittany?
I mean, I've been diving in St. Lucia, actually. I thought St. Lucia was beautiful. And I thought it was very, very similar to that, where there's a lot of gorgonians, a lot of sea fans, a lot of little critters. We saw some nudibranches. Like I said, we saw a lot of sponges.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got lucky here, the turtle swim by. I saw a school of squid.
Nice.
Oh,
I love
cool.
seeing.
Random.
I just saw a study. They've done a study to find out how cuttlefish, which are very similar to squid, kind of,
Mm-hmm.
right? How intelligent they are, and they passed the marshmallow test. I know well, the marshmallow test, which is
what are you talking about?
This is how scientists test intelligence. So, and we're trying to send Jerry and Barry through this, but basically, the test is you have 2 marshmallows and you try to train the subject to not eat the first marshmallow you put in front of them and you explain to them or you try to teach them that if they wait, I'll give you 2 marshmallows, and they learn to wait for 2 marshmallows as opposed to take the first marshmallow. And the squid or the cuttlefish learn this behavior, so they think they're smarter than, say, like Jerry or Barry, because
or Greg.
No,
I've
already
put a drink
passed.
in front of you and tell you if you don't drink this.
It's not a marshmallow. Booze is a totally different.
Something.
Well, that would be
booze isn't
easy
any
for me
different.
to
The
pass.
idea is the same.
Wait, that'd be easy for Jerry. Why?
Yes.
Like
I hate marshmallows.
You hate marshmallows.
Yes.
Okay, how about moonshine?
What about?
See, that's why I said it has to be something like
different story. So
I
basically,
thought you were going to say they taught them to make s'mores.
Yeah, right.
Well,
That's what I was-
that's a whole
that would be a
smart
sign of
cuttlefish.
intelligence.
make some s'mores in your pants.
Okay.
But anyway, so the marshmallow test
Fascinating.
is
creepy.
Casey is a tough crowd today. He's really it's hard to keep his attention going.
Greg,
And-
you'd never pass that test with a Pizookie.
Well, that's true. It's a bazooki. It's a freshly baked cookie in a pan, straight out of the oven, smothered with goo.
Ice cream.
Yeah.
Goo. Ew. Gross.
So
I know he makes everything gross.
Like,
they're
why would you make,
delicious.
cookies are great. Like you don't have to add goo.
Well, that's just what they do. I mean, but
all the
regardless,
faster to give you diabetes.
could you be learn? The trick is, or to pass the skill or learn the skill is, if you wait longer, you'll get a bigger pizookie, or you'll get 2 marshmallows, or you'll get 2 bottles of moonshine as opposed to 1, Jerry. So if you
Greg's
can,
over here working on a new monkey heart.
well, okay,
Yep, I'm standing by with the insulin shot.
right, just in case, just in case.
You better be standing by with the defibrillators.
Yeah,
Stick me, Frankie.
But cuttlefish, I mean, when you come up to them,
They
just like
cuddle you.
squid, they're extreme. You can almost see how they react. They do seem intelligent.
They
And
also change color.
They change color.
Greg, everything
they get all
seems
psychedelic.
intelligent to you.
Anywho,
brilliant.
We saw an octopus as well. speaking
yeah,
of
well,
which.
they're right in there as well. They're smart critters.
How big? A big one?
Yeah, it was pretty big, bigger
Yeah.
than the ones that I've seen in Florida.
So
But,
is this is during the
dive
day or
masters
at
were great.
nighttime dive?
No, it was during the day.
How about that?
The dive masters were really wonderful. They knew where everything was going to be before we even went there. I said, "Is this stuff plastic, made in China? How do you know that it's going to be here all the time?"
Because they feed them.
Yeah,
Marshmallows.
they were good.
Wrong.
Yeah, it was really good though. I was very, very impressed with the dive shop there in Tortola.
Yeah. Did they, but once again, the dive master never asked you if you want to dive naked.
Wait a
from the
minute,
movie.
Tortella. That's where they make the
'Cause you-
Tortella rum cakes, right?
No, that
That's
isn't.
very
Good.
No,
Yes,
incorrect.
And
That's
No?
Tortuga, you idiots.
that is Tortuga, but I did buy rum cake and give it to Mr. Gomez. Well, I
Okay.
think I
Well,
gave
don't
it to-
tell them that it's from Tortuga and not Tortola. But
No, it was
okay.
homemade. It was homemade.
oh well, okay.
Oh, now that's the
better.
real stuff.
But yeah,
Homemade?
but getting back to the Wreck of the Rhone, where they filmed the movie The Deep from
Mm-hmm.
1977 with Jacqueline Bisset, Nick Nolte.
It's the only thing you remember is Jacqueline Bisset.
Well,
No, the only thing that Greg remembers is the white T-shirt.
That's true.
Papa like. So
I never saw that
That's
movie because I was
creepy.
only
You're a
9 I was
liar.
only 9 years old when that came out, so I never saw it.
Really?
I never saw it.
You still haven't seen
Yeah,
it to this
Gramps,
day?
you're
No.
ancient.
Oh,
Should I? Can I stream it somewhere?
yeah, it's on
Yes,
YouTube.
yeah.
But be
You can watch it
careful
on-
if you
can
look
watch
it up.
on Tubi.
YouTube.
If
I
you
don't want
if you
Tubi.
be careful because
Tubi.
you might
Don't
see
watch it on
you might get
Tubi.
that video or image of
No,
Jacqueline
there's a
Bisset.
commercial every minute.
You might get that picture of her in the white T-shirt from the movie The Deep, and then split screen to Jacqueline Bisset today. It's It's not a pretty
Why would they
sight.
do that? Why would
I
they edit
just
that
to ruin it for everybody who
Let's see.
remembers her from back in the day.
Okay,
but
Greg,
it is
I'm
what
sure
it
that
is.
you don't look the same as you did
Oh yeah.
in 1977.
Oh,
either.
of course I do.
So you had gray hair then?
Yeah. Anyway, all right. But
No, you were wearing spandex.
were they even talking about that movie when you were on the boat at all, or is they kind of gotten over it because it's been so long? But
no,
the wreck
they
of
were
the
talking
Rome.
about the boat. Yeah, they talked about the movie. They also they told us about the wreck of the Rhone for like almost 30 minutes. It's really, really interesting because, you know, as being Florida divers, we obviously go diving a lot in the Florida Keys, and a lot of the wrecks that we dive are just artificially put down there and they're you know, made for an artificial reef. But this was different because 126 people perished on the way
Right.
down.
Yeah,
And
has
you
a
could
lot of history.
feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just feels a certain way when you're down there. You can hear the screams.
Yeah. So that kind of overshadowed the story of the movie The Deep and Jacqueline Bisset in the white T-shirt.
Yeah, it was really kind of interesting. They had a hurricane coming through. It was the end of September. They thought that hurricane season ended the beginning of September.
Yeah.
And so this meteorologist came in and said, "We gotta go, we gotta go." The captain was drinking rum.
Of course he
and didn't want
was.
to move the boat.
Right.
And he said no. And then all of a sudden, bam!
Then it
hurricane
sank.
hit,
Yeah.
They all died.
And now it's a landmark for all the divers from around the world to go experience that in the British Virgin Islands, the wreck of the Rhone. Check it out. All right, hour 2 is on deck. We got much more coming up on the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
They all love Scuba Radio. On the boat or down below, if you want to stay in the know. If you be pressurized there, you'll want to be there on Scuba Radio. Let's go!
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio. This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, you know what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.
Oh, hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling your radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that Scuba Radio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown?
Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Under the sea, under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for Scuba Radio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome to Scuba Radio, the what?
Movie.
No. Hour 2.
The board game.
Hour 2.
Oh, The Douche.
Right, The Deuce. Hour 2, The Deuce.
The Douche.
Well, you got to work on
It's been
this.
too long, I forgot.
Well, you know, I just go out of the country for a short period and you forget all the notes.
It's been like 3 weeks, though, since we did a show.
All right.
Almost a month.
Yeah.
Or more.
Yeah, it was like a vacation to us.
Yeah.
What are you
Yeah, I
talking
got a
about?
lot
We just
done
did a
last
show
Saturday.
last
Did ya?
week.
Say that again, Brittany.
What are you talking about? We just did a show last week.
Well, we did. You know, we covered all the bases. Actually, we had a really good show last week. If you want to go catch up with the rest of the class, go back and listen to it.
This is quite enough.
Okay. But yeah, basically what happened is I hopped on board a Virgin Voyage cruise ship and I hit 7 different islands in 10 days. I started like with St. Kitts, Tortola, St. Vincent. We did, let's see, Martinique, Barbados, St. Lucia. I know I'm missing one there somewhere. But the standout for me, just walking around topside, because I did a little snorkeling, didn't really do any diving. But the 2 big standouts were St. Lucia, which I kind of had a pretty good idea what to expect there. Because I had talked to the folks from St. Lucia when we were at the DEMA show this past November in Vegas. And I said, hey, look, I'm going to be down there in a month or 2. Would you, set up an itinerary or suggestion of where we should go and explore topside? Like, I want to see what the surface interval attractions on the island might be. I know the diving's going to be good because I've heard many good things about the diving in the area. And it was right on target. And the 2 things they had us do was go to a place where you slather yourself in volcanic mud.
Oh God! You made us do that in Grenada?
No. That was crab.
Yes.
That was crab muck. This
we
is
did that in Carriacou.
Carriacou, yeah, by Grenada. But that was digested crab muck.
It wasn't mud, it was crud.
Yeah, well, it was crabs. Crabs eat
crab poo.
Yeah, crab poop. It's a different thing.
So what was this then?
This was volcanic ash, like pumice from the volcano.
So that would be probably good.
Maybe. It was a different color. It was more grayish.
Did you do it?
I watched everybody else.
You wussed out. Oh my
yeah,
God!
Of course you didn't do it.
Why even bring it up?
Ever do any of this stuff?
He talks us into it.
I was the photographer of our group, so I had everybody else lather up with the goo, and then I took some pictures of them. But it's kind of a gray, powdery. It's super fine, so they say it's good for your pores. And after you rub it all over your body. And then you wash it off in the hot springs, and your skin will feel like a baby butt.
You always say that about everything you get people to smear on themselves.
Yeah. Well, the other, the thing Carriacou was really good too, but that was once again crab poop, and it's digested.
Yeah, that did nothing for me. I didn't feel any
swamp
better after
muck.
that.
But it's very fine.
I was
mud.
very happy to get it off.
They use this volcanic pumice. They use the crab poo in real fancy spas around the world. And
so what was the second thing that you did?
Chocolate factory. They have a thing. No, it was pretty cool. They got on St. Lucia. They got this place called the Chocolate Hotel, and you literally go up into the rainforest in the tropic area there, and they have a hotel on this chocolate plantation where they grow the cocoa beans.
Is that just off the Hershey Highway?
No. And but they got a restaurant up there. It's a real nice area actually. It's quite cool. I mean, I didn't
Nestle?
Just stop already, will you? It's
Why don't you get some melted
the
chocolate
brand
and rub that all over
Well,
yourself?
no, the brand of this particular place is called Hotel Chocolate. It's a famous chocolate brand, I guess, more international than the USA, maybe, but they have this whole complex.
In the city of Squirtsville.
No, that's incorrect.
You ate your weight in chocolate?
I did not eat my weight in chocolate, but we had a nice lunch, and then of course we had some chocolate libations and things like that.
Like a chocolate martini?
Oh, yeah, they had it all. And,
did they make you wait
nice.
until you learned to get 2?
Yeah.
Were you trained like a cuttlefish?
Did you eat your marshmallow?
It's chocolate. It wasn't marshmallow. That was a condiment.
Did they have little chocolate divers?
No.
That's lame.
Oh, yeah, well, maybe they did.
They
I didn't.
should.
We were only there about an hour. But it's kind of cool. I mean, you learn about how they
Little
grow
chocolate
chocolate.
Gregs.
It's pretty scientific how they grow chocolate. in St. Lucia. You'd be
What,
surprised.
they have like really good cocoa plants?
Yeah, well, they have to graft them with a certain variety so they'll thrive in that particular.
Yeah, seriously.
Yes.
Okay. Look, these are
How
the
was
kind of
diving?
unique things that you do on your service interval when you visit an island like St. Lucia.
Oh,
Guess that you're not into scuba diving
Brittany had a
anymore.
question, Greg.
She had a question?
How was the diving in St. Lucia?
The diving was
he didn't.
spectacular. I mean, it was really good because I'd seen a ton of videos. And I'm going back there.
I watched videos of the deep.
I wanted to get my logistics all set up for a future visit where we would focus just on the diving, which will probably be. We were talking to them. They're planning to do a dive fest type of thing in September, and they'd like us to come out and do our thing and participate in the festivities. And at that point, maybe I will cover myself in volcanic mud.
Will there be chocolate?
And chocolate, mud and chocolate.
And there'll be a great discount for the squad.
We'll charge you double like we typically do.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but no,
I've been diving
cool.
in St. Lucia. It's amazing. There's a lot of lionfish there. We did like a kill and grill thing.
Really? Okay. Well, maybe we'll do
let's
that
talk to
during
her.
Dive Fest.
Yeah.
We
And
are
they have
talking
this-
to her.
Oh, hey, so about St. Lucia, they filmed one of the Supermen there.
What,
So they have
Christopher
this-
Reeves or something? Or what do you mean?
Yeah.
One of those
Christopher
movies was
Reeves.
down there? Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Well, St.
And he
Vincent.
went through the Pitons. So then they
Oh,
have
yeah.
a dive site there called the Superman. And it's a drift dive, and it like shoots you down and then spins you around the corner.
With the
of a reef.
currents, you mean?
Super cool.
Because
yeah.
of the
Mhm.
Teton. Yeah, they got these two big Teton mountains that look like.
Piton.
Yeah.
Does it take your bottoms off?
That one didn't really take my bottoms off.
Teton would be the top.
Yeah, Piton it's called.
Wait, P or T? You're saying P.
Piton, P.
I
as
thought
in
they
Peter.
said T, but you're saying P.
No,
Maybe I misunderstood
Teton.
them.
They
Okay.
have a beer called Piton beer. It's like
okay.
it's like a Click or a Carrot.
Right, right.
Same thing.
Yeah, but I mean, I saw the two mountains that look like giant pitons.
Like Titicacas.
Yeah.
That was
funny.
in Superman 4, The Quest for Cuttlefish.
No, I don't think that's
Yeah.
accurate. I think you're spreading misinformation, young man.
How
And
dare
by
you.
young, I mean
How
I'm
dare you.
lying.
How dare
They
you?
they also have a zip line where you can go between the two Piton mountains on this zip line. It's super
Oh,
cool.
really?
Mhm.
Okay. I didn't know about
It's called
that.
the motorboat.
Yeah, because I actually do things when I go on vacation.
That's a totally different thing. A totally different
when
attraction.
You go down the zip
Okay.
line, you go.
Yeah, been there, done that. Okay, so we got that. We got to talk about St. Vincent. There was some stuff. They filmed Pirates of the Caribbean, some big scenes there from that movie. And of course, we got to talk about this island on Martinique. So we got much more coming up on the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer, and Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Taric is the best, most intuitive, and reliable wristwatch-sized dive computer on the market. Check it out in the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater, dive computers for demanding divers.
How, when, and where it's made has never been more important than now. Just ask all those divers and dive shops that struggled to get products and parts during the pandemic. One relatively new gear manufacturer, however, managed quite well. Nex is one of the few, if not only, dive gear manufacturers to bring regulator and design assembly back to the USA. No shortages during the pandemic for their customers and dealers. And get this, Nex was a Tester's Choice winner in Scuba Lab for 2022 and a Best Buy in 2023. Each Nex regulator system is made to order, cutting down on overhead and allowing you to get exactly what you need for the kind of diving you prefer. This will be the last regulator you'll ever need, since the modular design can easily be modified as your diving skills and preferences evolve over time. Are you ready to make your next dive your best dive? Then go to nextdive.com. That's nexdive.com. Nex Underwater Products. nextdive.com.
Scuba action star Mike Scott is back in a new audiobook, Cayman Cowboys, Reefs Under Pressure. From author Eric Douglas comes the one that started it all. Listen as Mike deals with submarines, kidnapping, betrayal, and more.
He didn't even have fins or a mask to let him see in the water. He was going to be slow and blind. If it weren't for the float, he knew there would be no way he would ever make it to the surface.
Download Cayman Cowboys or Oil and Water, Return to Cayman, Turks and Chaos, and Lionfish at Amazon, booksbyeric.com, and audible.com.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Bimini has some absolutely outstanding scuba diving. Its situation between the Gulf Stream just being a mile and a half offshore to the west and the mangroves and Bahama Bank off to the east, very, very few places can match up to what Bimini offers.
On Bimini Island, oh, Bimini Island. Join the rhythm straight by.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. Yeah, I got to get over to Bimini, by the way, because right now we're in the meat of Great Hammerhead season, and they've been having a lot, some really great interactions that are going to take place now through probably as late as the end of April. And so we're planning to get back over there and do a little bit more, a little visit with the Great Hammerheads of Bimini, with the dive god, and see what we can do. That would be good. And by the way, what do you think those great hammerheads? They are solitary swimmers, and they don't swim in like schools of hammerheads. Great hammerhead,
not true.
What do you mean not true, Casey?
Some do. Yeah, he's right. Some do in some areas of the world.
See, Cortez, they school up and they mate and pair off.
You are incorrect, sir. That is not the great hammerhead. That is the scalloped and.
No, that is the greater hammerhead. You need to research it.
What?
Because I've swam with them.
No, but the great hammerhead is this particular species. It gets really big. They don't school.
He knows that.
Fascinating.
I didn't know we had a fact checker on the show today. But no, the great hammerheads are solitary hammerheads.
Hunters.
I mean, are they lonely? That's the question I was going for.
Not
maybe
when we
they
go...
school someplace. I don't know. But I was always told they like to be off by themselves. And I mean, I'm sure they do mate at some point, sure. But they're solitary swimmers. They don't swim in the big schools of hammerheads you hear about, say, like in Cocos Island.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. But according to the internet,
primarily formed of females.
They're not the loneliest fish in the sea.
Not when we go visit them.
The loneliest fish.
According to this story, the loneliest fish in the well, it's actually in an aquarium in Japan, is a sunfish that quit eating. Did you guys see this story?
No.
I didn't even know they could keep a sunfish, in an aquarium. Those are those big.
I got to keep it much longer if it's not eating.
Well, I mean, they were doing some renovations, so they weren't allowed to let, they didn't have anybody coming into the aquarium
next
for
week, sushi buffet.
A few weeks. No, quiet. And so when the people didn't come into the aquarium to look at the sunfish got depressed and quit eating. And they said the sunfish was getting lonely because it didn't see anybody. So what they did? They painted or created these cutouts of people and stuck it to the side of the aquarium so it looked like people were looking at the sunfish. And that did the trick.
Maybe they should just release him.
Yeah.
No, then he would die because he's been in captivity for his whole life. He would die in the wild.
He could go to a sea pen.
No, won't work.
Yeah.
Just like Free Willy. Just like Free Willy died.
Yeah, Free Willy died because they took him away from his family and they didn't put him back with his family.
By the way, amazing local fact.
Oh, you got another fact, do you?
Yes. It's Lou the Hippo's 51st birthday this weekend.
Okay, and Lou is a friend of yours?
Lou originally starred in the Tarzan and Daktari movies and is here at Silver Springs.
Okay.
And in no, in Homosassa.
Yeah.
And he's 51 years old. This is his birthday weekend.
Okay, this is a real hippo or just
yes, this is a real
portly
hippo,
friend
the
of yours?
oldest one in captivity.
Oh, okay. But he's not lonely, is he?
No, he's surrounded with manatees, but he doesn't have any other hippos.
Well, if he gets lonely, you just put up some cardboard cutouts around him, and maybe that'll do the trick. And when I see people like Barry, he gets depressed. That's why he has a little Greg on the stick thing. He pulls that out every now and then, and when he's on YouTube, and he'll have me stare at him when I'm ignoring him on the radio show. You've seen that,
Yeah.
Sometimes he does that, and we're not even doing a show.
Yeah.
I have it on good authority.
Okay. Do you think he tapes that to the back of his wife's head?
No, but I have heard he props it up in the passenger seat.
That's enough.
Oh, God.
So tell us about Martinique, Greg.
Martinique was a standout island on my travels because it reminded me very, very much of Dominica, which is one of my favorite places
What's
on
an
the planet.
island down below Dominica?
Exactly. It's not far from it. Yeah, but it's very tropical, very lush, volcanic. But the big difference is it has really good roads. I mean, it was kind of remarkable. I'm like, wow. I mean, these are like the roads we have back home. It's a French-run island, and, you can look at that as a plus or a minus depending on what you're looking for. Like in Dominica, it's beautiful. It's lush. You feel like you're out in the middle of nowhere because you kind of are. And the roads are a little on the rustic side, because they just, it's not their focus. But on Martinique, you had the same type of stuff, but you had really nice paved roads. It just seemed, like, okay, it would be easier to get from one spot to another, one dive spot to another, travel around the island, that kind of thing. But it didn't look overdeveloped. Okay. So, and I think the population, I think they said it was under 100,000. So that might be on par with Dominica. I'm not sure. My memory might fail me.
And several thousand of those are the fake cutout ones.
Could be.
Right.
Could be. I didn't go back to, talk to them or anything. But I was impressed with what I saw, and it looked very lush, very tropical, very that volcanic soil. You can grow anything.
Boreal.
They have mangoes are growing right next to the road, bananas, sugarcane. They have it all, just like in Dominica. I mean, I was talking to some of the locals there years ago, and they were like, we don't really need to do anything because everything grows all around us. The soil is so rich with nutrients from the volcano that they can grow pretty much anything they could ever need.
But you could also, the volcano could erupt, you could be burned alive.
Well, there's that.
Mm-hmm.
So
way to look at it is half
it's
empty.
a trade-off.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They deserve
all
it.
you have to do is just paint your roof green. Or sorry, paint your roof blue. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Miss.
What's
You
that
do
have to
that.
do
Will
with
not
the
burn.
volcano erupting?
Well,
It's an inside joke with the deep state.
Oh, it's over my head. Okay.
Oh, well, okay. That and the rest of the show.
But no, listen, I have a map from Martinique from 1879.
Uh-huh.
And it has some X's on it.
Ooh, you know what that means.
Yes.
Yeah, it's time to play tic-tac-toe.
Yeah, this
No,
map
wait.
is real. This map is real.
What do you mean,
and
this
it's,
map?
comes
You-
with like
you-
a
Wait,
certificate of
wait. You're trying to tell me right now on the air that
Mhm.
you have a authentic pirate treasure map.
I'm in possession of a map of Martinique, yes, from 1879 with X's on it. And it's framed, it's at my house, it's beautiful.
Okay, well, X marks the spot.
Send me a screenshot.
Yes, we're gonna dive a little deeper into this next. Stay close.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
It was interesting scuba diving. I remember the first fish I saw. I could have sworn he took a double take at me like, what the
Bigger than you ever did, going everywhere you never been. All we do is dive in it.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg Dive Master CJ. In the studio with me, Scuba Radio Scuba Squad, connected via the web. Jerry the Diver Guy, Benny Two Tanks, the Aqua Gypsy Brittany. I was going to spend the last 30 minutes talking to Casey the Tobacco Nut, and he disappeared. What happened?
They run out of zingers.
Okay. He is hereby known as Casey the Tobacco Butt.
What singers?
Because now I'm going to have
Bar?
never mind. Never mind.
Like a chicken,
that means
boneless chicken.
I'm going to have to change gears
thank you.
and go to Vinny Two Tanks.
Great.
Well,
What's
no,
the zinger?
No pressure.
He's in a celebratory mood. When I called him yesterday, he was celebrating the Chinese New Year, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
What does that mean? I don't even
He
know.
just happened to catch me, and I was in Little Saigon, and
Little
they have a
Saigon.
yeah, it's a location in California where the largest population of Vietnamese people outside of Vietnam live.
Yeah. Is it right next to Big Saigon and Middle Saigon?
No, it's right next to pretty close to submersible systems.
Oh.
I went out to see the guys, and then I went to lunch
To celebrate the
Little
Chinese
Saigon.
New Year. And what do you do to celebrate?
Well, I got yellow as their color, so I have yellow flowers because I always have fresh flowers for the show.
And he changed batteries in his cat.
Yeah.
His little Chinese wavering cat. So that's a Chinese New Year thing.
And
Okay.
I had a really good meal of Vietnamese noodle soup known as pho. Not pho.
La la la.
King hell.
I got a funny story to tell about that.
I think you
How
told
about
it
that?
before.
Floor's yours.
About how you say if you say it the wrong way.
I flew
Yeah.
into Saigon, walking to actual Saigon in Vietnam. I was there for a month hanging out.
Right.
And I walk into a restaurant and go have a bowl of pho. And the waiter goes, pho? I said pho. He goes, pho? I do that 10 times. And finally a light bulb goes on. I thought he was trying to mess with me. Then a light bulb went on in the brain and goes, oh yeah, technically it's actually the up sound on the A. It's an O, but it's an A sound. And the hook, there's a little marking on it. It means you go up on the sound. So it's not just pho, it's pho.
Yeah, it's pho.
And I started laughing because I thought that I was
what the
getting really mad because-
Right. I
It may
gotcha.
not be too funny, but
No,
was,
it's hilarious. I'm laughing.
I was ready to kill the guy because he kept repeating what I was saying.
On the inside.
But I realized he was just trying to be polite. He was just trying to correct me.
Right.
So you say you say pho? Like a
I
question?
kept saying
Yeah,
pho.
like a
He
question
kept
mark.
saying pho and I didn't get it.
Yeah.
And then
He
finally-
knows what you meant.
Yeah, but he was just trying to correct my pronunciation, but
He was
I
just
didn't get it.
He was just fine with you.
Yeah, that's exactly correct.
Okay, all right. For what it's worth, that story, I'm laughing hysterically on the inside right now.
Are you?
Yeah.
Containing it.
But look, Vinny is
He's
going to
wacky.
be he's going to be on the next Scuba Radio Scuba Cruise. He's coming
That's
on board.
right. I have a great roommate too.
February 22nd. Yeah, Brittany, the Aqua Gypsy.
No,
And
I already heard about it.
What?
Vinny and Greg are roommates.
Just so you know, Vinny, Greg likes a nap for
He
like
said
2
I was
hours
Greg's roommate.
every day.
I go, really?
I like a nap
Power Ventures.
and a
Greg,
cuddle.
Greg likes a power nap
And
for
a
2
cuddle,
hours
and a
every
cuddle.
day.
Greg
Okay.
and Vinny sitting in a tree.
Okay. Fa.
F-U-C-K-I-N-G.
Let's talk about fa.
They're gonna put their beds together.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough. For what it's worth, there might be one or two
Lovers.
spots left. If you're listening right now and you want to join us, 1-800-322-3577. We start in St. Martin on February 22nd. We end in St. Kitts on March 1st. We're going to dive around the island of Saba. There may be a couple other little surprises as well we're working on, but the Aqua Gypsy's going to be on board. And, yeah, it's going to be a great time. It's going to be an awesome time.
When I signed up, they told me there was 2 spots left. There was 3 when I signed up.
Oh, okay. Well, then, like I said.
So that was like about a month ago, but I don't know what it is now. But
well, I talked to them this week.
Left.
They said they still had maybe two spots or one room or something. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, they got
what
one room left.
Yeah. But if you want to get on board, call them now. See if you can join the party. It'll be a great one. And, when I was down in that neck of the woods where I was traveling last week, and I was thinking about coming back, and would the water be, a little cool in February or end of February? And I got to say, we went snorkeling, and the water was perfect. So it's not, the weather's
Plus, it'll
gonna
warm
be
up in a month.
Yeah. Well, and it really didn't need to. I mean, that's what it was really nice already. So I'm looking forward to it. I know we're going to have a big time. And of course, we'll do a little broadcast from the deck of the boat and, tell everybody to suck it, loser. Like I did last week to all you guys.
It didn't really
You're
stick.
welcome.
It didn't
You're
really
welcome.
stick, though.
And you're going to show us some magic tricks.
Yeah, we didn't really
Could.
care because you were snorkeling. So
Yeah.
what do we care about snorkeling?
No, you
Exactly.
cared.
We
When
didn't
I
give a
talked
crap.
about, rubbing gray goo all over my body and then eating chocolate. You
Didn't
guys
sound right.
were
Yeah, I was
extremely
kinda grossed
jelly.
out. We were
You
kinda-
guys were
That
so
makes me-
jelly.
That makes me want to gag the way that Vinny's snot on the side of his face.
Oh, well. I wasn't
still love
rubbing
Vinny.
that on my
Unfortunately, that's a biological
He's got a lot of
problem that I
mucus.
cannot
not the good
control.
gag.
You know what? If you rub that all over your body, you after you wash it off, your skin will probably feel like a baby's butt.
Yeah, Vinny's mucus.
Yeah.
Actually,
Oh God.
Actually,
you know what? I thought of something.
Greg would say
Oh.
goo.
Get, you know what I could do to prevent? I should wear a neckerchief around me, so
Or
when I come
Sudafed.
up, I can cover my nose real quick and try to get rid of it.
Yeah, God.
Yeah.
Never
It's okay.
thought of that. That's a good
Clothespin.
idea.
It's
Clothespin.
okay. Just
Dive with a
get rid of
clothespin.
it. Yeah, just get rid of it. At this. Before you get.
I
on the boat,
try
like,
to.
at the surface.
I try to, but
That's
Before
sometimes
you
it just-
look, before you come up the ladder here.
Maybe the magician can make it disappear.
Ooh.
No, I hope so. 'cause
Well,
I've
no,
been trying.
no. Sea snakes are a common problem for divers. How you do it before you come up to the
Stuff a sea
come
snake up my nose.
No, it's the sea snakes that are coming out. I'm trying to describe it
Okay.
in a more respectful way as opposed to
gotcha,
saying snot.
gotcha. Yeah, instead of
So
saying
okay,
cat.
so you're coming up to the ladder to the dive platform, right? Come up on it. Before you do it, wash your face off. Just take some water, splash it around, blow your nose, whatever, and blow it away. And
That's
then
right.
you walk up. That's what you should be doing, Vinny. And that's
I-
what
I-
anybody
I'm telling
listening
you, I
right
have been
now
doing
that's
but I-
proper technique.
Okay.
And if you really hate, if you hate your dive
buddy.
buddy, just like swing it away over to your dive buddy. So
It's amazing. I have been doing that, but I get such a flow. I just keeps coming. And
Yeah.
it's
Well, that's when you
I
hang on the
hate to-
tagline and just blow your nose.
I do,
before
but
you
it
get
just
close
keeps
to the boat.
coming.
It just keeps.
He's producing too much mucus.
Just keeps
Yeah.
coming up, man.
He's a
Vinny,
mucus
you gotta
I
maker.
have a
flow.
problem with it.
Have
Vinny,
you ever thought about taking a few Sudafeds?
I
No.
do. Are you kidding me? I dive. I take Sudafeds before every dive.
well,
Absolutely.
that's not
And
ideal.
it
Maybe
doesn't,
that's
it doesn't
making your
help.
nose run.
It's something. It has
Yeah.
something
Maybe
to do with.
That could be
It
causing
causes-
it.
That could cause the flow.
Phlegm at
Yeah.
all times, and then the specific gravity of water brings it up, and I
Yeah.
just can't. And it just
Yeah.
keeps coming.
All right.
You've got a heavy
Just
set
Mount
flow.
Vesuvius
I
just
just have
explodes
a
out
ton
of
of
his
it.
nostrils.
Basically.
Okay. Well,
Sorry about that. I really
they make-
apologize
they
about
make-
that.
no,
products for
don't
heavy
apologize. Just like I said, try to blow your nose before you come up the ladder and and then
I do, but I just
push it away onto Jerry if he's your dive buddy.
Well, you're his roommate,
gotta
so
have
you're
it
going to
flow,
catch
yeah.
a lot of
Yeah,
it.
No.
it's gonna be hanging on you and your noodles.
Yeah, you're going to be
Yeah.
slimed.
I got your noodle.
You're going to be slimed like
Oh,
Ghostbusters.
Greg! Whoa.
Hey.
So
All right.
actually,
Yeah.
when you guys when we talk next Saturday, Vinny and
Yeah.
I will have already gone to Cozumel.
That's right.
Right.
They're going
Where
down to
the surface
Mexico.
temperature is 80 degrees.
That's right.
Right.
80, 80, 80.
Yeah.
I
So
hope it's
so
80.
you're gonna.
No, I'm looking for the fourth 80.
So Brittany is
That
going to
never
be able to see if Vinny takes these little these notes, these diving notes that we're giving him today, and putting them
hope
to
so.
good use. Yeah.
That's right.
You're going to monitor that.
Yeah. Let's see. We'll find out here.
I see her
And I
gagging
got
right
myself
now.
a new
I see it.
swimsuit.
Whoa! Wait.
And it's red.
Yeah, of course it is. All right, Spanx is what it is, right? More coming up.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio,
Scuba Radio.
the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Yo, that was crazy, right? Who knew? I mean, everything's set. It's a lock. We good to go. We in the money. And he trips underwater. Who in the halibut trips underwater?
Shouldn't even be here. Shouldn't be here at all. Beneath the waterline, I can see it all.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. That's Phil Narcosis. Remember him from back in the day? He used to come on the show all the time. He was at the inauguration last week. He was a special invite there for D.C. He sent a bunch of pictures, and he's a diver. He's a musician, does the whole thing. We haven't heard from him in a while, but it's good to see him doing so well and living the big life. Hey, just did a little research here, and we realized that one of the results of like if you create too much mucus, when you're diving, sometimes it's just because you're cold from the water, and you get the sniffles and that kind of thing. But I just read something that said eggs. A lot of times eggs, if you don't get your eggs cooked all the way through, that have a tendency to create more mucus.
Unfortunately, I like my eggs over easy.
You like him runny. That's right. He likes to dip his toast in it. Vinny Two Tanks likes to dip his toast into his runny eggs. Just
You see what he
saying.
did there?
Just
You see what he
saying.
did there, Vinny?
What?
Just saying.
You see
Runny
what he did
eggs
Here it
means
is.
runny
Here they
nose.
are.
Oh, damn. Look at that.
Jesus.
Whoa.
Oh, he's going
God
red.
bless
I
America.
got rid of the last ones, but I got a new pair.
Okay, wait. Okay, he just showed that on YouTube.
That looks
Facebook
like if
Live, and
Ronald
Twitch.
McDonald
Those are your new
was a diver.
that's your new
And I got
swim
something else to go
swim
with it.
trunks.
Did you get those at
Okay.
McDonald's?
He's gonna look like friggin'
I got
Ronald
something else to go with it.
really?
Hey!
Oh, he's got the new Scuba Radio rash guard with his
That's the front.
Yes, little shorts.
So I got the match. I got the red with the thick. So
Yeah, the red
Now that should be
red,
good.
red hot
Nice.
pants.
Bought a
Jordan
new
booty
pair.
shorts.
Yeah, the
There
shorts
we
are
go.
like Richard Simmons type shorts.
are.
I know you complained about the long spank, so
Lot of leg.
I thought you
You went Richard Simmons. Okay, all right.
He's got him some booty shorts.
God help me.
Awesome.
This is
Yeah.
gonna be torture.
And Brittany's going to see him before anybody else.
Wow.
Oh, hey,
Lucky
hey.
girl.
Look at you.
How did I get so lucky?
I don't know.
Hey, it's Greg pushing. Greg just
You're welcome.
dissing me about
You're
my
welcome,
red
Brittany.
spanks.
Well,
And you
so-
kind of picked on me too about them.
So, you know what? No one can feel badly because I will send pictures to the group.
That's fine.
Of course you will.
Please don't.
All
It'll be
right.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this. Highlight crew.
So red hot pants and a Scuba Radio rash guard that he picked up from the new assortment of attire that we have at ScubaRadio.com. You can
Oh,
get
hell
it
yeah.
now. Which, by the way, the
Well-
punch, Vinny. So
I guess I'm wearing ladies' shorts now.
Well,
Great.
Are they French cut? Are they like riding up the side? Can't
You
see the
wanna see
line,
them
can you,
again?
Russ?
Yeah, let's see him
There
again.
they are. There is a little bit of cut there.
Okay,
Jesus
nice.
God.
they're designed to highlight the buttocks, is what I think.
There they are.
Does it say?
And other.
Hey, does it say juicy on the
It
back?
says E-
Oh no, those are cherries. I'm sorry.
It's got some kind of nut emblem on the back. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you got
sure
against
the-
board shorts?
Ah,
They're made in China.
of
For
course.
God's
Okay.
sake.
All right. All
Vinny,
right.
Just for you.
Just remember, as Captain Walt would say, the potato goes in the front, not the back.
Hey. But you do have two big pockets, I see, for easy access.
Yeah, I guess.
Why are you
Little
asking,
big for playing
Greg?
pocket pool, is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
underwater.
wow.
Underwater billiards.
Now, is it, what
Billards.
what are you gonna wear, Brittany? What are you wearing
I'm gonna
these
wear,
days?
Like
Cosmo.
normal clothing.
Okay, but no, I mean like in Cozumel, the water's going to be pretty nice.
You could probably wear Vinny's shorts and no one.
I mean, I think those might be a little too small for me, even, and I don't even have a butt, so we'll see.
Well,
But we'll see.
why don't
no,
you get
I
a
mean,
matching
okay, what
pair
am I
and you
gonna
guys be the ultimate
Yeah.
dive buddy? and
Wonder
have a-
Twins.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, those
No, I'm going to wear a 3 mil shorty at least
3 mil shorty. Okay,
over that. I'm
Yeah.
not going to go. I think it's going to be once you go down from the surface. I think
I think it's gonna be fine. If it was like it was where I was last week, I'm telling you, the water temp was perfect.
But how deep did you go?
Well, I snorkeled, but it
He was
didn't
a
matter.
Yeah,
snorkeler.
I figure when you go down 30 to 40,
You're
and
not gonna.
50,
Nah,
it'll
you're
chill
not
down a
gonna.
little bit.
You're,
No?
you're not. It's no. There's
Greg
not
was
gonna be
like
any
2 feet.
thermocline.
Those shorts those shorts kind of look like Wonder Woman shorts,
So
like her outfit.
Well, Richard Simmons. I mean, that's. Yeah, I think he was channeling that look. Instead of a tank top, he chose a ScubaRadio rash guard, which is
If he
Which is
starts
better
dancing to
because
the
it-
80s, watch out.
Underwater.
yeah. I mean, are you going to wear a 3 mil in Cozumel next week, Brittany, or have you thought about it yet?
I think you
No.
need something.
You know what I wear? I wear like leggings, like female leggings.
Ah, yes. See, Vinny, you could have done that
Yeah, Scuba Radio ones.
instead
give
of
any
just
ideas.
the short.
Yoga pants.
Yeah, instead of the short
Well,
pants, the Spanx that
and-
you wore last time, go for long
Greg,
leggings.
No, Greg, no.
No?
Please.
And then
Actually,
I wear
have
a
a
rash
pair of
guard.
long leggings, but
See?
I use those usually just for when I'm riding my bicycle underneath my
Well,
pants to keep my legs warm.
You could wear your leggings under your juicy butt shorts.
I could.
Yeah.
But I don't see how that is going to be any different. It's
Well,
still
that's
going to
like-
look the same.
Well, no, I mean that's better than you don't have to put a 3 mil on then.
Well,
And
West,
then
obviously
it'll
West-
complete the ensemble is my point.
I think when you go down to 30, 40 feet, I think it starts to get a little colder. I could be wrong. We'll find out.
And well, only the shorts will tell because they'll tell us what's going on down there.
Oh,
We'll
whoa.
find out.
Shrinkage.
Oh,
I'll see
geez.
what the dive guides are. I'll see we'll see what people are wearing when we get there.
You're
figure
going to
it
compare packages?
Yeah, one thing's for certain: those shorts don't lie.
out. Well,
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
happy that you got those, Vinny.
are you really, Brittany? Or are you just saying that?
I just did it because you guys harassed me. I didn't think there was anything wrong with
Yeah,
the red-
this isn't
the red-
harassment. This is
Yeah.
pure abuse.
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't think they were. I thought they were pretty. They covered everything, and I don't see why you objected to
They
them.
could
We'll
all the
find out.
basis.
They were a little
find
tight.
out.
A little, yeah. A
And
little
it's
on
not
the-
like I'm like you, Greg. Really manly.
Well,
I'm
thank you
actually
for
kinda like
noticing.
mothball. I kind of like mothball size.
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, God.
Wow.
And moving on.
Well, I learned
Oh,
that from
boy.
Brittany just a little while ago. I thought
Vinny-
I'd throw that out there.
That was not the joke. That was a totally different joke. But
It
Vinny
doesn't-
is definitely in touch with his feminine side a lot more than you, Greg.
Well,
Yeah, Greg.
Okay, I'm good with that.
That's a compliment, by the
Yeah,
way.
I was gonna say. Well,
Not a
thank you.
compliment.
No, what do you mean it's not a compliment?
Just, Vinny's a Rico Suave.
Ooh,
See that?
yeah.
Yep. The
Oh,
Italian stallion.
I'm
That's
very
not feminine.
charming.
That's masculine.
I'm very charming.
He's
No,
kind of
he's-
like.
he's
Oh,
suave.
so what you're saying? It's kind of like like back in the '80s, where all the bands wear this tight pants, spandex, and makeup and stuff. That's kind of like like Vinny.
Yeah, you could go on
no, I
stage
never
with Poison.
No long hair, no bell bottoms. I thought that was a bunch of shit, but actually it was really popular back
Thanks
then.
for that, Vinny.
No,
No
spit.
Daggone it.
I couldn't say that word on the radio?
Yes.
No.
Oh.
Okay.
I think
Well,
we're at the end here.
Negative Ghost Rider. The pattern is
So we
full.
will. I will. One thing's for certain. Next Saturday, I will report back.
yes.
We'll have photos.
And you're going to report back that, hey, I just burned my eyeballs out with gasoline.
Yes.
I just saw something.
I'm blinded.
I washed my eyeballs with turpentine.
Yes.
Bleach.
Okay. Well, we got that to look forward
she saw
to.
moths.
Okay.
Little legs.
Wow. Nothing like exposing more information about the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad than we were supposed to.
We need to. Right?
More than you possibly could ever want to know.
Emphasis on expose. Okay, on that disturbing note, we're going to wrap it up till next time. Remember, it's always better where, gang?
Downward sweater.
Downward sweater.
Safe diving, everyone.
On the boat or down below, if you want to stay in the know. If you be pressurized there, you'll want to be there on Scuba Radio. Let's go!
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio. This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, so now what I just heard, blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.